I'm gonna tell you, as I'm watching this video, I'm getting angry, and I was getting so angry that I got to a point that I almost wanted to cry because this is just unacceptable, really unacceptable. And of course, has to be in New York, a place where it's completely hateful against our Second Amendment and the right that we have to protect ourselves and protect our family. If you ever thought about establishing some type of home defense plan or some type of self-defense plan, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, I'm watching this video and I'm getting upset. And we got to be in prayer. We got to pray for these people, the victims, and we have to pray for these attackers as well, because there will be a day, and wow, mercy, the Lord. We're gonna have to ask for mercy because the things that we see nowadays, insane, right? I'm gonna tell you, this is coming from Blue Lives Matter, and I'm not gonna play the entire video here. You're gonna have to check it out. It's gonna be a link down below if you want to go to the website. But essentially, what we got here is a riot, and these people are breaking down this business, this house, whatever it is. And at one point, this lady comes out, and let me read from this. It says a woman and her husband were beaten by rioters Saturday evening after confronting them, and they broke into their business. So this is just regular people in their business, minding their own, their own business. And we got these people breaking down their business, right? The attack obviously was captured in video, and I'm just gonna be, there's gonna be a link to the website. I'm gonna tell you, if you want to see this, be really careful. This is hard to watch, and if you have children around you, make sure they don't see this, right? The video was showed to a group of people the video showed a group of people breaking into Rochester Fire Equipment Company, and obviously this group is believed that they've been breaking into neighborhood and things like that. Dirtbags, criminals, really criminals, right? So this poor lady, she's an old lady. She rolls out with a golf club, trying to do something. Obviously, probably she doesn't have a gun or anything like that. So she walks out with what she have, a golf court, trying to tell these people to kind of leave them away, right? So, but obviously there's no match here. The article says, but no match for the rioters carrying out an 8-foot long 2x4. So an 8-foot, a big one, right? She literally got it beat down by this guys. Her husband came out trying to get this dude's out of on top of his wife, but obviously there's multiple guys against him, and he also got it beat down as well. It is literally horrific to watch. I'm gonna tell you what kind of man beats down a woman with a 2x4, and this is what politicians are supporting. This is what the news is spreading. This is what celebrities are donating money to get these people out of jail, right? This is what celebrities are supporting, the right to do this. This is what, all this radio station or news stations are saying, that it's just a peaceful protest. It is not. You see proof right here. People getting beat down. People's businesses are getting burned out. And it's just horrific. The police department needs to do something right away. This is just horrific. I didn't even want to make this video, but I got to bring this to you guys so you guys can see what's going on. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.
Do you know the truth behind this global outbreak? This is the timeline of how the Chinese Communist Party covered up what was... Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. For many of us, this has been one of the saddest, most painful weeks in memory. Depressing doesn't even begin to describe it. We have watched as mobs of violent creeps have burned our cities, defaced our monuments, beaten old women in the street, shot police officers, and stolen everything in sight, stealing everything. How many innocent Americans have these people hurt? How many have they murdered? We don't know that number, but it's the country itself that so many of us worry about at this point. After we've watched what's happened over the last week, how do we... Dozens of Boston businesses were left in ruins, windows smashed out, fires were set in some areas, and stores were looted. Of course, these are businesses who are hanging on for dear life because of the pandemic. So this is the last thing they needed. WBZ's Michael Cross is also live here on Newbury Street tonight with more on the damage that was done here. Mike? David, we're a couple of blocks away from where you are, closer to the public garden. Take a look behind me. You can see business after business is boarded up. This reminds me more of businesses preparing for a hurricane or a storm. Instead, they're preparing to prevent any damage. And some business owners that we spoke with watched as looters entered their businesses last night and stole right off their shelves.
I kept checking, and the last time I checked, they were in the store.
The manager of Wild Duck Wines on Washington Street in downtown watched remotely as looters attacked his family store Sunday night.
So by the time we got here, this here was the way you see it.
Glass and puddles of red wine now cover the store's floor.
It's ridiculous. It's awful.
Manager Sal DiGirolamo is still adding up the damage.
They, rifled through our cash registers there and stuff.
He says it'll take at least a month and a half to fix the damage before they can reopen.
It's been difficult with COVID-19, so just kind of rolling with the punches.
The Oyster Club restaurant here in the Back Bay has extensive damage. The owner tells me this piece of art was thrown through their window. It came from that display case outside their building.
Bottles everywhere, glass everywhere.
Chef owner Chris Parsons just opened the restaurant last summer and was preparing to reopen patio seating after being closed for months.
I feel for the community, feel for the team, the staff. But we'll get through it. We'll pick up the pieces and we'll move on.
Volunteers spent the day helping business owners clean up. These friends were at the peaceful protest before it turned violent.
So we get up and be a part of the solution, not the problem. Do what we can to make the city better and cleaner and safer overall.
And back out loud, you can see a crew still working to put plywood over a business tonight here on Newbury Street. Business owners are still very worried, very concerned that there could be a repeat of what we saw last night. Reporting live in Boston, I'm Mike Lacrosse, WBC News.
All right, Mike, thank you. And as people get
down there in Long Beach, we're not sure what the business is that was being looted, but the police showed up. They've got tear gas, less than lethal weapons. A bunch.
So there was a rush of people flying out of this store, banging into the law enforcement. It really, the law enforcement, they were taken by surprise by everybody just dashing out, dashing around. I didn't see one person taken into custody.
No, but now at least they've got the store cleared, and they're standing guard outside. There might be there's people inside still, and like they're trying to bust out through the boarded up, through the boards. Is that what that is?
I think that's exactly what it is. They're trying to get out of those.
Hit pause. Hit pause. Della Driscoll, what up? Welcome to me watching videos. Everything is fucked. Okay? Just know that. I know how these things go. It's worse than I can tell you. And it's all done by design. Yay. Hit play.
Look at that. Look at that. This is bizarre.
It's unreal. Look at their glass, those windows.
People are trying to escape. Look at that. This is insane. I cannot believe what I'm looking at. I don't know if there are officers inside the stores trying to apprehend people, but there are officers that stood there outside the store as people fled. These are folks trying to flee. Look at that, still grabbing. Now, 50 feet away, not even from that, this guy that just grabbed up all those clothes, there's where these officers are. They're not arresting anybody at this point.
So
And who are these people standing in between?
hit pause.
the
Hit
looter-
pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. I just saw 32 cops and like 11 looters. Arrest them all. Arrest them all. Arrest them all. Arrest them all. Immediately. Dude, I know some folks are going to watch this later, and I'm only talking to Della live right now. My videos have been banned and censored, and I get that little email from YouTube. This is only in the last 2 weeks, covering this stuff, and they take down my videos. They take them down. No bad words, no nothing. I've been very, very self-censoring. Oh, maybe they're going to censor me for this. You fucking New World Order globalist filth that are doing this to us. I'll probably get censored for this. It's freedom of expression. Freedom of expression. You sick motherfuckers censoring the. Oh, I just swore. Let's see if this one gets taken down. Copyright infringement. That's how they get me. Hit play.
And the police.
I just love sitting back and watching peaceful protesters. You know what I mean?
I've never seen that before. Never seen that
Hearing
before.
that noise, at first you thought it was bullets at first until it's knocking.
Wow. And I am just absolutely amazed at what I'm seeing. We saw, again, we're in the middle of an interview.
This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
That breaking news, the chaos right now across the 5 boroughs as protesters take to the streets following the death of George Floyd at the hands of police in Minneapolis. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Buckman.
And I'm Joe Torres. For the third night in a row, protesters clashed with NYPD officers, attacked police cruisers, and closed down major highways across the boroughs. This right here, a live look from Newscopter 7 high above Union Square in Manhattan, where protesters have filled the streets now for hours.
We have seen large groups of demonstrators in both Manhattan and Brooklyn, where the day started with peaceful protests, but that quickly changed. This is new video tonight, just into our newsroom, showing NYPD cruisers on fire in Union Square. Now, we have team coverage of the events, the protest, and their status right now. We'll begin tonight with Eyewitness News reporter Dave Evans. He is in Union Square. Dave?
Sandra, we've actually moved several blocks north of Union Square. We were in the heart of it up until about 30 minutes ago, but it's become so violent in Union Square this evening that we have now moved several blocks to the north. As you mentioned, this is the third night of protests in New York City. It shows no sign at all of ending anytime soon.
Tonight in Union Square, violence and anger as protesters clashed with police. They set garbage cans on fire, threw glass bottles as officers tried to block 14th Street, and they taunted police, daring them to strike back.
This is showing that we're tired of this. It's been over 200 years, and we're not seen, we're not heard.
At one point, they attacked a police van, breaking windows, spraying graffiti. We caught up with a young woman right after she put her hand through a window in that police cruiser.
I think
Hit
it's
pause.
honest to say, like, I'm not afraid to get hurt.
Hit pause. Audio shout out. Vicky has joined us. What up, Vicky? See, I'm not a bad guy. Just because I was demodded at Gramps for speaking my mind, even though I was their best moderator for 4 fucking years, I'm not a bad guy. It is what it is. PC culture needs to go away. Does not mean, just because I was de-wrenched from Gramps doesn't mean I'm going to go take a 2x4. Okay, so I don't like something that happened and I feel it was very unjust. So what am I going to do? Go take a hammer and smash every laptop I see and then steal new ones to replace the ones I smashed. I mean, these people are psychotic. This is totally orchestrated. Everyone's saying it. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it.
For what I believe in.
Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. Oh, I just forgot to mention this. Where's the virus? Wait, hold on a second. Where's the thing that's going to destroy the world? Where's that virus? You know, this thing? Where's that? Where's this? Where is it? I mean, it's everywhere. But what the fuck? I thought this was the greatest threat to humanity. And now the Democrats are saying, well, you know, I forget who said it. One of the governors. These are people just simply expressing their frustrations over years and years of injustice. Okay. So you lock them in their homes for 2 months, just like me. Okay. I've been a little antsy. I can tell my entire audience, and this includes the two, Della and Vicky, watching me right now. Vicky says there is no virus. I think I had a corona. I think I had a version of the corona like a month and a half ago. I was in bed for 3 days. I was fucked up. Might have been a flu, might have been whatever. Guess what happened after 3 days? I was better, and then I went back to work. No vaccines, no re-education camps, no special helmets, no bubble suits, no nothing. I was fucked up for 3 days with something, and then I went back to work. These people are such shitheads. I know what's behind it, but back to the video.
It was startling to see how protesters vented at police over what happened in Minneapolis.
There are no good cops until you get rid of the bad cops.
Tonight was similar to what happened in Brooklyn last night at the Barclays Center. It was an incredibly violent night. One officer had his teeth knocked out. 4 others were sitting in a van when police say a woman from Catskill threw a Molotov cocktail inside. Miraculously, no one was burned.
We practice de-escalation. But it is very difficult to practice de-escalation when you're having a brick thrown at you, at your head.
At the same time, the mayor faulted both protesters and police, saying some officers last night overreacted.
We've seen some
Hit
videos
pause.
where protesters were.
Oh, I hate this guy so much. Hit pause. Address the chat. Maybe the president, I don't call him Trump, I call him the president of the United States, can ask Bill Gates for a refund for the 300 million viruses Trump bought from Bill Gates. Yeah, I've heard. Vic, my friend, is poorly in hospital with it really bad. First 3 tests were negative. I've never said the virus was not real. I've said it was most likely a manufactured bioweapon, and they're going to release it perfect timing right before November 2020. I said that over a year ago, and they deleted that video. So I have a lot of videos that can explain and bring together Della Driscoll and Vic E. Yes, most vaccines are bad. This is just, give me a break. Let's listen to this. I mean, this isn't a PG-13 show like Blackie, so let's listen to this shithead. Hit play.
Handled very violently and roughly, and that is not neighborhood policing, and we will not accept that kind of behavior.
The governor today promised a 30-day investigation by the attorney general. He said to see what police did wrong, what protesters did wrong. But he said his heart remains with demonstrators, and he begged them, be peaceful.
It is this nation's history of discrimination and racism dating back hundreds of years. That is the
Cuomo, shut your mouth. Hit play.
honest truth, and that's what's behind this anger and frustration.
And today, the mayor and police commissioner both promised to protect the right of protesters to protest, but they did say if they hurt anyone else during these protests, if they cause physical damage to property, police will move in. They certainly did tonight. For now.
Oh, Christ.
Okay, let's do this. You see, the no-show socks you're used to either slip off your foot because they suck, or they cut off your circulation because, like I said, they suck.
But our sock engineers at Invisa Socks solve both those problems.
Ah, interesting. Hey, folks, I think I just found something good here. This might be really good. Let's check this out. I don't know who this guy is.
Kobe Bryant possible assassination or ritualistic murder, and how it might relate to the riots that we're seeing at the moment. Predictive programming, there's been quite a lot of it predicting the current events we're seeing at the moment with this virus, and now with the riots. So it goes back to the London Olympics and even other events before that. But the London Olympic opening ceremony was quite pivotal, as they had one of the scenes with the kids all in the beds, sick, and one with the big Grim Reaper out, and then even the shape of the stadium being put in the shape of this virus. And then again, we saw one with Boris Johnson being sick in the bed, which ended up happening as well. But one of the main ones that I wanted to go back to was Kobe Bryant. One may sort of set the scene for this early on. So Kobe died in his plane crash at the same time as the Grammys were on this year. So there's already been some predictive programming pointed out around Kobe Bryant murder, particularly this one here.
Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant! Help me. Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass.
So the next bit of predictive programming was Billie Eilish, who sort of rose to prominence last year. She was one of the headline acts for the Grammys, but she did a song called All Good Girls Go to Hell at the AMAs at the end of 2019. So in this, she does a performance of the song. So in the music video, she sort of rises from the grave, like a satanic sort of, what you'd call it, she's got these wings. A lot of her videos are really satanic, but in this one, she's walking down the street and you can see that the whole streetscape is on fire, possibly suggesting that this is something that's going to happen in the future. And then she does the performance of the AMAs, again with the burning streets in the background. So then she actually then turns up to the Grammy Awards, again the same day Kobe Bryant died, and she's wearing a mask. So this was early on with the virus where nothing had really happened, but this is looked at as sort of creative by some people. So the next bit, that's this one really blew me away a lot. So this guy called, what's his name, Tyler, the Creator. I hadn't heard of him until this. But he's another rapper. So we're going to look how he ties into both these upcoming riots before the Grammys, as well as trying to sow the seeds of a race war in some of his comments.
You know, in recent days, there's been a lot of news about the voting process at the Grammys. Has any of that affected the way that you're looking at winning this award today?
I'm half and half on it. On one side, I'm very grateful that what I made could just be, acknowledged in the world like this. But also, it sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category, which is, and I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way to say the N word to me. So when I hear that, I'm just like, why can't we just be in pop? Why can't it just, you know what I mean? So I felt like half of me feels like the rap nomination was a backhanded compliment. Like, my little cousin wants to play the game. Let's give him the unplugged controller so he could shut up and feel good about it.
So if you're following along, you've got, so far we've got Kobe, the deaf Kobe, on the same day of the Grammys. We've got Billie Eilish accepting